Kazutaka Kodaka. This man is a creator of Danganronpa, a series of games that revolves around high school students being forced to kill each other by a psychopathic teddy bear. Kotaro Uchikoshi. This man is a great mind behind Zero Escape, a trilogy of games where people are abducted and forced to play a deadly game of escape rooms full of betrayal and alternate storylines. Now, what if I told you that these titans of storytelling work together to bring us something new and original? Something surprisingly colorful, bright and positive. That, my friends, is World's End Club, and in this video I'm going to show and tell you everything you need to know about this game. If you are new to the channel, my name is Swrinny and I mainly cover Japanese and anime styled games through reviews, guides and showcases. If you like what you see, help me out by hitting that like button and make sure to subscribe for more in the future. The Go-Getters Club is a close group of friends and a story starts with them going on a trip until a meteor crashes and everyone loses consciousness. Once they wake up, they are trapped in an underwater theme park and are happily greeted by an evil-looking clown creature who tells them they have to play a game of fate in order to escape. After this, the group finds themselves back on the surface and is shocked to learn that the world has drastically changed. Not only that, they are also 1200 kilometers away from home. With no one else around, they only have each other and there is no other choice than to walk. This is where the game really starts. So to get to Tokyo, you go through a bunch of stages and these are split in 3 types. You've got acts, story and camp stages. Acts are the stages where the gameplay happens. At its core, the gameplay can be best described as a side-scroller with puzzle elements and boss fights. The controls felt a bit clunky at the start with a slight input delay and the platforming not being accurate. They've kind of mastered this by adding this thing where the character automatically climbs or steps over small obstacles when they get close, but as you can see it doesn't really look natural. Both the puzzles and boss fights are straightforward and even at the end of the game were never really a challenge. They all feel new and fresh though because they revolve around the different superpowers that the main characters awaken. Each character only has one of these powers and they are very distinct from each other. To give you 2 examples, the main character can throw things very hard and use it to damage enemies and touch objects. Shuko on the other hand can eat spicy crisps and breathe fire to damage enemies and melt ice. As you travel across Japan, you visit a variety of areas and each of these stages have unique sceneries and background music. As such, it doesn't ever feel like you're playing something on repeat. The difficulty feels a bit weird though, because on normal difficulty you always get one shot, but at the same time you respawn almost instantly and very close to where you were before, so you never really lose any progress. Now where the game truly shines is the storytelling, and this mostly happens through the story and camp stages. The story stages revolve around the Go-Getters Club as a group, where you learn more about the ongoing situation, the reasoning behind it, and most importantly, who has a crush on who.
So crude and insensitive. He runs through the hallways naked. He leaks milk from his nose and he smells like a wet puppy. He even pooped his pants in class once. What do you love about him?
No, seriously, the group dynamic feels so natural and good, and as you learn more about the individuals, you start to appreciate this even more. And that's where the camp stages come in, because it's here where you get to talk to the characters individually and learn more about their past, their beliefs and personality. Kodaka-san is known for writing interesting and fleshed out characters, and in an old interview about Danganronpa he revealed that he tries to write all characters as if they would be the protagonist. With that sentiment in mind, I somewhat see it back in this game as well, although some characters gain more depth than others due to them having a more prominent role in the story. Uchikoshi-san is known for his writing that combines science fiction with real-world science and dabbles in themes about philosophy and human morals. He also likes to use plot twists and leaving hints for this in the behavior of the characters or certain things that are said in conversations. If you pay close attention or revisit the story later, you start noticing these hints, which only made the experience even better. The 2 writing styles combined with the overarching theme gives us an emotional coming of age story where a group of friends need to stick together to reach their goal. Each individual gets enough attention and goes through a personal arc and character growth. These intense moments of breakthrough awaken the personal superpowers that I mentioned earlier, which are needed to progress through the stages. So in other words, being in this close group of friends triggers individual growth, which then manifests into superpowers, which in turn allow the group to overcome obstacles to reach their collective goal. The story branches off at certain points and you as a player gets to choose which direction to go to. Now as you can see, this doesn't become overly complicated as the story merges together again later on. After you reach the first ending, you unlock the option to select stages. Using this feature, you can revisit choices that you've made in the past and experience the alternative story branches. By doing this, you will ultimately make your way to the true ending that explains everything. I won't go into specifics, but trust me when I say that any questions that you have during the story will be addressed at some point in time, and this leads to a satisfying conclusion. And that brings me to my final thoughts. It feels to me that the developers are trying to attract a wider audience with World's End Club. By taking the fundamentals of what made their previous works great, which are the unique ways of character design and storytelling, and applying this to the powerful premise of friendship and overcoming obstacles, they have created something new for gamers ranging from young teens to full-fledged adults. This also shows in the writing, where complex science fiction is explained in simpler terms and with gameplay that feels really accessible. That said, I am not too happy with the marketing surrounding the game. Even right now on the store page, it is trying to sell itself as a game where you're stuck in a strange theme park and you need to find a way to escape. And while this may be true for the first hour of the game, the other 95% of the time it's a lot different, especially when it comes to the direction the story takes you. This game description, combined with knowing the creators from Danganronpa and the Zero Escape series are involved, can put you on the wrong foot, and that is something I really want to prevent with this review. Instead, I hope you now have a good understanding of what this game is truly like, so you can judge it solely based on that. And finally, to conclude my personal experience with the game, the controls could use some work, and I would really like the stages to be a bit less straightforward, even if it would be through another difficulty setting. Reading this back probably sounds like I'm flexing or something, but if you breeze through the gameplay bits too quickly, the balance between storytelling and actually playing the game gets messed up. Other than these points, I think they've nailed every other aspect of World's End Club. The story never got boring thanks to the great writing and plot twist. The music absolutely slaps and is always spot on with whatever was happening on screen, and all of the characters have really grown on me. This game has pulled me through a range of emotions, from laughing out loud to bringing tears to my eyes, and after all is said and done, it has me craving for more. I promise you now that I will never ever forget what it's like to be in the Go-Getters Club. The beautiful group that is made up of 12 boys and girls. Go, 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 getters.
Fate brought us together, and when we all work as one, we're the toughest thing around. Things aren't easy, there's no doubt, but you'll never ever be alone. The sun is rising up, 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 up. Come on, now it's time to go. The road is so long, the nights are so cold, but our friends have been there from the start. Even if the world comes to an end, go, go, go getters will never fall apart.